Hi everyone, Aaron Cowan, Sage Dynamics, and today we're looking at, well, I'm not actually Aaron Cowan, but this is actually his pistol that I bought. So we got the FN 509 Compact MRD LE with an added on compensator, I think, because no one ever sold this package or he had FN make it for him. And I mounted a Gideon Granite, which is awesome. Big window, very tough. Just watched the Granite destruction video, very tough optic. So no, I don't have to go through all of the testing on the optic because there's already a Granite destruction video. I'm talking throwing it like a frisbee. I'm talking 3-foot drops, 6-foot drops, trying to break the window on rocks, all kinds of things, racking it on a table 56 times in a row, things like that. So make sure to check that out. So a big thank you to Gideon Optics. So we're going to do a video on zeroing your red dot. I don't know if this will become the full range review video or if that's going to be different, and you'll see that first. Depends if people come, depends if I switch to an outdoor range based on the weather. But anyway, here we go. We got different rounds. I'm going to get close with Blazer 124 if it's okay with that. Backup is SMB 115. Then we're going to get closer and closer with this Federal 115 TSJ, very accurate stuff. Winchester, actual military grade, very accurate stuff. Flat point, you've seen in my 9x19 videos. I've done 115 grain and 124 grain videos. 124 plus P hollow points because we want plus P for the comp advantage. Winchester 124 USA ready. Old Golden Saber 124 plus P. These are all 124 plus Ps. Then because this prints exactly where HSTs are, 124 Purple Pain TSJ, the Syntech training match, because I'm almost out of it. And then 124 plus P HST to finish our zero. So that's kind of how I get close, because I don't have ammo that will be really, really close, but I got a feeling we're going to be pretty close off the bat. And before we get going, guys, here's another look. See, I always kind of wanted to try the FN. Earlier it had the hinge trigger system. People didn't really like it. Heavy, a little gritty. But in mid-2021, they updated with the LE trigger. So you're looking for an LE model that comes with the dingus trigger type thing. Very nice trigger. Very wonderful texture. Fits my hands wonderfully. And I got a really nice model here that they didn't even make with the comp and everything. From Sage Dynamics, one of the early red dot guys. I like his videos. Subscribe to his channel. Aaron Cowan, also a writer. I want to pick up some of his fiction books on Amazon. And we're going to test out the Gideon Granite. I've had great success with the Omegas in the past. If you looked at my cleaning video I finally made, because people kept asking, I knew it'd be dirty. It was filthy. I'm not saying anything bad about Aaron. I got a really nice pistol now that I worked hard to clean it all up. And he included the optics plates and stuff for me, probably because I sent him a nice letter, and he probably really didn't need to do that. So I really appreciate it while you're able to do this. So let's get going. At 10 yards is where I like to zero red dots. Other people might do 25 yards or whatever, but 10 yards will get us good enough for carry and everything like that. All right, so let's take our first shots with Blazer 124. Make sure I got iPro on because it is comp. It's not as bad as ported, but with TMJ or Blazer CCI ammo with the coating, you could have issues. 124 shouldn't be any, maybe 115 would. So let's get going here. First shots at 10 yards. Big window, huge window, big dot too. I'm not used to the big dot size. That might not be my best, my cold shots of the day, but just 3 shots and then adjust from there. And guys, take a look at that 1, 2, 3 touching right there, just a little bit low. I've said this in other videos you can look at with the Omegas and what Gideon optics are centered mechanically. What I do is I tend to push everything left before I tighten all the screws. So I just push everything left, which actually should help you print less if you're right-handed. I just shove everything left. It's mechanically zeroed. Look how friggin' close. It's not gonna be the longest video, baby. All right, I'm just winging it. We're only at 10 yards, so you can figure out MOA and what the dots are, whatever. I just did 8 up. So 8 little notch adjustments up, raising the point of impact up. And maybe I was jerking low too, because those were my first shots out of this pistol ever. Okay, top right corner, let's see how we go. Whew. Looks like my dot is maybe just a smidge to the left of where the iron sights, night sights, suppressor LE sights would be. I think I'm jerking a little low left. Let's pull it in and take a look. So don't try to waste tons of ammo, just do 3 shots if you're at the skill level to do so, which, let's see. So yeah, I'm still a little low and a little left. Now I did feel like I jerked one of those, so here we are. Let's raise up a little bit and maybe a little bit right. So if I'm actually like there on my 0 as a right-handed shooter, if I'm yanking this trigger low left, I actually don't mind even a little high 0 instead of a real perfect 0. So let's try and get it up there a little bit. I'm gonna go 3 right, and I'm gonna go 4 right, and maybe like up like 8 more. I went 4 right, which might be a little bit too much, and I went 6 up. So 4 right, 6 up. I'm gonna use the same target on the right, top right. Whew. Bad. You saw some pre-ignition dip there. Not good if you're shooting low. Okay, so let's pull it in and check. Today I'll be using this universal holster from Rounded sent me. It's good because I have nothing else that fits this. It fits about half of my weird obscure pistols like this by a retention screw. I have a whole video about their holsters. You might want to check it out. If anyone else wants to send me a holster that might fit this, I got a typical 509 holster, hoping it would work. The shape of the bevel, it doesn't work. So I need like a 509 long for like a 4.5 or 5 inch. I don't know if they did 5 inch, but a 4.5 inch long 509 long. Most had 4-inch slides. If a holster company would send me one, that would be great. Or maybe a holster company that made them for the 509cc edge. This seems to be the same profile, so it would work. So with these old dies, I got 1 X-ring, 1 a tiny bit right, and it looks like probably 1 of those in there. Not so shabby. Maybe I'm kind of on. So let's start checking with this ammo. Now, you probably want to get close with ammo I talked about, kind of close, and then finish with your most likely carry ammo. I'm going to use the same target. We got these 3 here, using this 0 over here to start verifying what switches I need to make. Slow burn, I know, but this is what it takes to 0 your red dot. Take your time, 3 shots. Awesome, locked back. What a wonderful pistol this really is. I think they're overlooked, and I think if you can find one that has that trigger, the LE trigger in it, I think you could do a far worse. LAPD adopted it because they tested it. They left Glock. They tested a bunch of pistols, and 2 of these, I think, went 22,000 round each with 0 failure. So still a good kind of, and the trigger is really nice. And actually the guy at the range pulled one out, and he had one, a typical 4-inch, but it was the LE version as well, and his trigger was also very nice. So we got 1 breaking the 10, 1, 2, 9, 9 there. I think I actually need to go left a little bit. It's just my trigger control, my grip control isn't quite learning this pistol yet. I think I need to go like 2 clicks left and maybe 2 clicks up. Let's see what happens. Oh shit, he's got a stendo. Let's see if the stendo runs 24. I mean, YouTube reviewer, this is only a 7-round magazine. I would never want any more than that to be able to protect good, sane, sober, moral, legal people. And this will give you a little look at the compensator and recoil control on the Blazer 124. And then we'll do other ammo in a minute. check. And obviously, I was bad there. The extra weight of the stendo made me dip the barrel with the balance, maybe. I don't know, because I ain't used to that. I think my zero, I went up and I went left. Looks like we went up left. Maybe I didn't need to go left. I still needed to go up, though. Let's use the same target and do 3 more. And, of course, I just dropped my adjustment tool. Luckily, I brought an extra one today. That was the extra one. I keep one in my wallet at all times. Okay. I actually did go right to and up to yet again, even though I know those were bad trigger pulls and maybe the interface right there with my pinky. I'm gonna go for the same target. Let's see how I... All right, that's more like it. And those last 2 I did pull quicker. Those are there pulling quicker, just slightly left. But 2 in the 10 ring, I'm pretty happy with that, with my ability offhand at 10 yards with Mark 1 eyeballs that are aging. That's not bad. So let me figure out what I'm going to do adjustment-wise. I might still go 2 right and maybe 1 up. Why? Because I'd like my zero to actually be a tiny bit high versus low if I'm yanking it defensively. All right, guys, so I went right 2, up 2. Now I'm going to switch ammo. This is 115 grain, so it actually might hit a little low, but so elevation might be a little low because it's 115, but it's very accurate stuff. Look at my 9mm. 9x19 is all ammo created equal. I did 124 grain. Paul Harrell saw it before he passed, liked it a lot, like my use of 2 pistols, etc. Then his kind of 1 year after he passed, I did a 115 grain battle. So make sure to check out those videos and subscribe. Check out my Paul Harrell tribute playlist. Okay, 115 grain Syntech Defense. Go on the middle right, see if it feeds this stuff. No problem, that's good. And I'm getting used to the pistol. I got 5 in here. I'm gonna go at a faster pace. Okay, faster pace, but I kind of want to purposely manipulate my input, my grip, and my trigger smashing a little bit to get it kind of where I need for defensive purposes. All right, interesting. 4 quick and 1 flyer. Yes, that's very annoying. 1 dead center and low, and maybe a little bit right. Maybe I didn't need to go right. Low, we think, because it's 115. So let's try the next ammunition. All right, I went left 2, up 2. Do I really need the up 2? We'll find out later. Because it's 115, maybe not. So if you're just going to carry with 124 grain punch or 124 plus PHST, you could just use 124 if you got enough of it. I only have the Blazer brand. It would be better to use American Eagle at 1150 or this at 1150, which is standard pressure punch, or 124 HST. Plus P's at 1200 feet per second from a 4-inch barrel. But that's what's going to get you the closest. This is just pretty expensive, very accurate, good ammo. We got the Winchester SG9W. Look at my video with a real SG9W stand-up. 5 of these, flat points, super hot. We'll see if this makes the comp more efficient. FN says up to 25%. It's a V-port. Where am I going? I think I turned it upside down. I think I'm going to the top left. And I'm also ammo functioning before we do the full range review to make sure it runs. And I'm getting used to it. I like it. Should you go that fast zeroing? Probably not for most people. But I kind of like to know what I'm doing. Slow fire, reverse, smashing a little bit. Okay, so we got 1 flyer. My group, kind of another flyer, but I'm not that worried about that. We got 3 touching right there at that more rapid trigger pull pace. That tells me a little bit more what I'm going to do defensively. And you know what? I'm pretty much okay with that. These I'm not okay with. So maybe I need to come left 2. I shouldn't have went right. Maybe left 1 or 2. And elevation might be on. So let's see what other ammo I got. I think we got hollow points. I might save that for the main video. All right, guys, so this is how to zero your red dot. I think we are close enough with 3 right there. So based on those results, I went left 2 and down 1. And we'll find out in the next video if that's good to go. I'm sure it's pretty good to go with the 124 grain. We'll do in the beginning of the other video. And then we'll run the hollow points at the end and fine tune our 0 to at the end with my 124 plus P HSTs. I grabbed other 124 plus Ps to kind of get us close, and the plus P might change things a little bit, and it has the comp and all that. So we'll be checking that out. So anyway, guys, I'm Aaron Cowan. Sage Dynamics, train accordingly. No, I'm not, but Sage Dynamics, I always wanted to train accordingly, and now I can. Comment down below.